Well, welcome back for game two. We'll try this one. Apparently, game one did not stay on. We'll try game two as Logan Molnar steps in against Anthony Figueroa. First pitch at 2:50 p.m. Probably will not try to use the scoreboard other than runs. And we'll try to keep the towel over the top of the computer. See if maybe we can keep the stream going. Anthony Figueroa with a ground ball back to him, and he will run halfway over to first base to retire Logan Molnar. So a 1-3 to start game two. Ethan Huddleston will step into the plate, second baseman for the Pioneers. A few changes in the lineup, but the first seven batters are the same. 8 and 9 will change, and there is a base hit for diving play that will get through into the gap. Huddleston will get to second base as Andy Martine laid out for that one. So one out, one on. Try to keep up with the outs at least.
30, Landon Godsey.
First hit of the day for Ethan Huddleston. Drove that ball in the right center field gap. Andy Martine gave it an all-out effort, but unable to come up with that shot off the bat of redshirt sophomore Huddleston. Landon Godsey steps to the plate. Godsey 2 for 4 in game one. Sorry for the technical difficulties. The sun on this electronic equipment is not good. Anthony Figueroa is a sophomore, second year player for Dyersburg, and late into the season a year ago, he was the #1 strikeout pitcher in all of National Junior College baseball by a long margin. Hard shot to short. Huddleston, it was caught in between, but Lugo at shortstop chooses not to be concerned with Huddleston, who decides to go ahead and go on to third base. And on the play, Lugo throws Godsey out for the second out. As long as Huddleston does not score, that's a good play, but Lugo had Huddleston dead to rights. Jace Mizell steps to the plate. 0 for 1 on base, 3 out of 4 plate appearances with hit by pitches and walks. First pitch called a strike to Jace Mizell. Another ground ball to short. Lugo collects and throws on to Rylan Quinones at first base for the out. No runs, one hit. No errors, one runner left on base. Let's get my ones and zeros in the right spot. Vol State does not score in the first. We're listening to the Vol State Sports Network, I hope, on YouTube and Twitter. Parker White on the mound for the Pioneers. His 7th appearance, 6th start of the year, 4-0 record. He will throw to Julian Gonzalez, Andy Martin, and Pierre Seals. First pitch, breaking pitch on the outside corner. Folks, I won't try to keep up with the strikes on the scoreboard. I will try to keep up with outs and runs. See if I can keep the cover over my computer, maybe stay on. Parker White, 6'1", 205-pound. True freshman from Knoxville, Tennessee, Knoxville West High School. The ball's driven out to right center field, and Burris over. Jace Mizell runs in front of him and chases that down like a gazelle. Julian Gonzalez going for that right center gap.
Center field number 10, Andy Martin.
Andy Martin, who put one over that right center field wall for the game-winning RBI in first game of the doubleheader, steps to the plate. Swings and misses. Parker White, the son of Paul White and Carrie Myers, both in Knoxville. Craig Myers, his stepdad. Brother to Eli and Tanner and Ellie. Ball, 1 strike. Vineyard keeps losing. Braden Vineyard, who's behind the plate, keeps losing some blue piece of rubber or something or foam. Pitch goes high. There he is. He's picked it up now. Two balls and a strike, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning here in game 2. There's a breaking pitch. Get in there for a called strike. Pioneers lost game 1 yesterday, 9-inning game, 5-1. Lost game 1 of the doubleheader, 5-3. Looking to salvage a win here in the 4th conference series of the year. Well, the first full count, Ministries full count. 1 for 3 in game 1 unofficially for the full count first pitch foul balls. Ball in the dirt. That'll be ball 4. Martin will head down to first base. Pierre Seals steps to the plate. Right fielder for Dyersburg State. He was 2 for 3. He had the second of the back-to-back home runs, his 7th bomb of the year in the 5th inning. Andy Martin and Pierre Seals went back-to-back after the Pioneers had tied the game at 3-all. Breaking pitch misses low and inside. Parker White looking for the do-dat double play to get him out of the bottom of the first. On deck, Rylan Quinones, the first baseman for the Eagles. Count goes 2-0. Parker White, 4-0 on the season, was not one of the first 3 starters to start the year, but has come on strong. 31 innings. He actually leads the conference in ERA with 1.74. That ball had a lot of run to it. Came in underneath Seals' right armpit. 3 balls, no strikes. He's given up 25 hits, 7 runs, only 6 earned. Walked 6. Has hit 2 batters, struck out 25 batters. 3-0 pitch coming. Swung on and popped up out of play toward the parking lot. That will not harm any vehicles. An MGM Industries foul ball. It'd be nice to get back home, and we won't be back home until the Walter State Series next Friday. Weather permitting, Pioneers will be on the road again on Tuesday to play the Cumberland University JV squad. Ground ball into the bullpen. Somebody down that way did not have any idea as the ball caroms and goes into the field of play down the left field line. Count is now full. Full count, runner on at first, only 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first inning. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled off. Our first full count, first pitch foul ball. Pioneers got a one-out double by Ethan Huddleston in the top of the first. Could not push him across. Have not had the lead in the series yet. They've only tied it in game 2. See if the runner goes on this full count pitch. They got him picked off. Throw to first. Godsey will now deliver to Molnar at second base. That will be a pickoff for out number 2. Count remains 3-2. I believe that's at least the second runner that White has picked off. So the 1 to 3 to 6 for out number 2. So 2 outs, nobody on. 3-2 pitch is outside. Runner back on first. Thank goodness they don't play walk-up songs here. I would never get a chance to talk. Pierre Seals. Nope, I'm sorry. That Pierre Seals just walked. Got to get that second walk in the book. Rylan Quinones steps to the plate. Hitting in that cleanup spot all 3 games, and he looks at a slow breaking pitch in there for a called strike. On deck, new DH, a third DH in as many games. Young man I don't know anything about. He's not on the roster, but Brett Blankenship on deck. That pitch fouled to the screen. White ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. See if White goes over to first, he will. Parker White pitched in the 4th game of the year down at Central Alabama. I believe is his first action as a collegiate. Threw 4 2/3 innings and got the win. Fastball rides in on Quinones. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. White gave up 3 hits, no runs, walked 2 in relief of Nathan Rhodes in a game that the Pioneers won 11-4 against Central Alabama. It's a 4-game series. Foul ball off to the right side, and MGM Industries foul ball. MGM Industries, Joe Gaskins and one of his son-in-laws, Patrick Stewart, very generous in making custom windows and installing those in the newly remodeled press box back at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. Another throw over to first base. Seals back in time. Seals 5 out of 6 in stolen base attempts. That fastball gets outside and off the glove of Vineyard. Seals will move on down to second base. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not the official score, but if I was, somebody'd have to talk me out of a pass ball there. Was wide of the mark, but thought it was one that Vineyard would say he should have caught. Ground ball to Vrabel on the short hop. Throws over to first base, and a snag made by Landon Godsey at first base to retire the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We're through 1. No score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Well, along with the heat for the electronics, we are suffering from bad internet here as well. So apparently spotty coverage. That ball popped up by Burris to Seals out in right field, struggling a little bit with the sun, but he comes in and makes the catch for out number one. One pitch, one out.
Third baseman number 10, Carter Vrabel.
Top of the second now, one out. Carter Vrabel steps to the plate. Vrabel 2 for 4 in game one of the doubleheader. He had a double and a single. And a line drive into right field there. He has got a hit in each of the 3 contests here in Dyersburg.
The catcher number 37, Braden Vineyard.
Braden Vineyard steps to the plate. One for 3 in the game one doubleheader. 0 for 3 in game one of the series. So one out, one on against Anthony Figueroa, one of the top pitchers a year ago in National Junior College. Pitching here in game 3. First pitch called strike. Just stay with me as best you can, folks. Hopefully the internet will hold on. We're using the local student campus internet. My cube I thought was going to be our golden ticket for internet on the road is apparently not operating here at Dyersburg. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike to Vineyard. On deck, Drew Webster, the DH, here for game 3. 1-1, 1 out, 1 on. There it could be. Well, it was off the pitcher. Figueroa will throw wildly to first base. I think Vineyard's should be credited with an infield single. It was a smash that off the glove of Figueroa. I'm going to put it in my book as an infield single. I actually could not see through the umpire as to what happened, but that puts runners at first and second now with 1 out, and Drew Webster stepping to the plate. Freshman from Christ Presbyterian Academy in Nashville, Tennessee. So the third hit for Pioneers off of Anthony Figueroa. Changeup in there for a called strike. On deck, Hunter Searcy, the left fielder. Webster DH'd at Calhoun on Tuesday. Struggled at the plate. Went 0 for 4, did score 2 runs after walking twice. Got 6 at-bats in that 11-5 Vol State victory over Calhoun. The Warhawks down in Decatur, Alabama. Swings and misses, or actually foul tips into Parker Patterson's glove. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the second, Pioneers looking to take their first lead of the series. Alvarez, Martin, and Seals left to right in the outfield. Gonzalez, Lugo, Pettis, and Quinones left to right in the infield. Patterson catching Figueroa, who strikes out Webster. First strikeout for Figueroa. Pioneers now with 2 outs and 2 on. Hunter Searcy stepping to the plate. Sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. Son of Larry and Dodie Searcy, who, if we are broadcasting, they're probably listening in. He looks at a called strike. Searcy a year ago got in 12 games, hit .391, 9 hits and 23 at-bats, 3 doubles, a triple, 11 RBIs. Having a tough time of it here in his sophomore campaign, though. As Figueroa steps off. His one and only engagement that he's allowed per batter here to Hunter Searcy. Carter Vrabel on at second, Braden Vineyard at first base. Pettis will try to get Vrabel to come back to the base at second base, but Figueroa delivers the ball to Searcy on deck. Logan Molnar, the leadoff batter for Vol State. Fouled back. Figueroa, I believe, is about 5'8". Says 5'9" in the roster. I remember last year they had another pitcher named Nelson Smith who was 6'8", and he would pitch before Anthony Figueroa, so it was a foot difference between the two of them. And Figueroa was throwing like low 90s back then. He's a transfer from Miami-Dade College. Runner at second starts to go, and a swing and a miss, and down goes Searcy, and Pioneers put a 0 up in the second inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Blankenship leads off the bottom of the second inning for Dyersburg State, facing Parker White. First pitch from White in there for a called strike. Blankenship's first at-bat of the series. The designated hitter here in Game 3. Misses with that offering. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hopefully we are getting out on YouTube and Twitter. Heat on the electronics and our suspect internet is the cause of our problems here as Blankenship pops out to Huddleston at second base to begin the bottom of the second inning. Parker Patterson steps in. Hits in both games of the doubleheader. 1 for 3. I'm sorry, in both games of the series so far. 1 for 3 with a double in game 1 of the doubleheader today. Was 2 for 4 with a double in game 1 yesterday. And he drives one to deep left field. If that's fair, it's out of here, but it will. He's calling that a home run. I thought he was pushing it foul, but a solo home run by Parker Patterson. Looks like it was over the top of the fair pole. And that will be his second home run of the year. He now has hits in all 3 games. So a solo shot by Patterson with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning gives Dyersburg State the lead, 1-0.
Left fielder number 4, Chris Alvarez.
Left fielder Chris Alvarez steps to the plate. Two balls, no strikes to Alvarez. On deck, Case Pettis. Alvarez did not have an official plate appearance. He's hit by a pitch and walked twice. We'll have one here as he grounds balls to shortstop. Molnar's sidearm, strong throw to Godsey gets Alvarez for the 2nd out. Strong arm at shortstop. It's what you typically see of shortstops. Logan Molnar, no exception. Case Pettis, the second baseman, steps to the plate with 2 outs. Pettis 0 for 2, struck out twice and walked in game 1 of the doubleheader. Three home runs for the Eagles today, all solo shots. Now gone 2 balls, no strikes to Pettis. On deck, Chris Lugo, the shortstop. Bunch of left-handed pitchers throwing this weekend. Fouled off to the right side. Cade McKee, John Tomlinson, and now Parker White for the Pioneers. All 3 of the starters for Dyersburg State have been left-handed. There's a strike called on the inside corner. Jimmy Wilson, who pitched a complete game, 4-hit, 1-run ball game on Saturday. Connor Burt was the starter in game 1 of the doubleheader. And then Anthony Nelson was the 3rd pitcher in, as 4 pitchers threw in game 1 of the doubleheader. They have a full count Ministries, full count. 2 outs, 1 run in. Swing and a miss. Parker White gets Pettis on that outside corner for strike 3. White's first strikeout. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on base. Dyersburg State takes the early lead, 1-0. You listen to the Vol State Sports Network. Logan Molnar leading off for the Pioneers in the top of the 3rd inning. Grounded out to the pitcher. leading off the game for the Pioneers. He fouls that one off to the right side to the Pioneers dugout. Figueroa has given up 3 hits in the first 9 batters. Swing and a miss. Now down in the count is Molnar 0-2. Figueroa struck out the last 2 that he's faced, though. And drive into left center field. Molnar's got another hit. Alvarez over. Cut that one off to keep Molnar at first base. A 4th hit for the Pioneers. Second hit of the day by Molnar brings Ethan Huddleston. He doubled in the first inning but was stranded at third base. Huddleston now 2 for 8 in the series. Fastball outside corner, had a wave at it anyway. Called strike. On deck, Landon Godsey. Pioneers had 8 hits in game 1 of the doubleheader. Just could not put enough of them together to push some runs across. Breaking pitch comes in to Huddleston. He fouls that one back. Ball State left 8 runners on base in game 1. Dyersburg State only had 6 hits and left 6 runners on base. 0-2 pitch outside. Molnar now 2 for 9 in the series. 1-2 pitch to Ethan Huddleston is called strike 3. Not on the swing. That's definitely a called strike that has been called all weekend. So the first out, called strike 3 to Huddleston. Landon Godsey steps to the plate. He grounded out to Lugo at short in the first inning. Throw back to first base. I know we have video feed freeze and again heat on the electronics as I'm sitting outside. No cover. Probably going to have to figure out some way to get a cover for me. Godsey looks at pitch right down the can for a called strike. Sit out here in these elements and get the sun, but we definitely need to figure something out with our internet. I know the softball complex, they're plugged direct into Dyersburg State's internet up there, and throw over to first base. Of course, if we were upstairs in the press box, we'd have direct internet connection, but Dyersburg State has their own feed, and their broadcaster is up in the box, and that press box too small for 2 broadcast teams, as is ours back at our home press box. Drive out to right field. Back goes Seals, and he will get under it and make the catch for out number 2. Godsey put a charge in that one, but just a little bit too much air under it and too much too close to the right fielder. Godsey now 0 for 2. 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Leadoff single Logan Molnar on at first base, awaiting a teammate to drive him around. Jace Mizell steps to the plate. He pops one off, and he just missed that one. Mizell 0 for 1 in the game 1 of the doubleheader. Was hit by a pitch, walked twice, and struck out. not forgetting to put the balls and strikes up. I'm just choosing not to lift the cover. I'm going to tell you about it. You use it as a baseball broadcast. That ball's grounded to Gonzalez at third, and he has been true all weekend long, and he's true again as he fires one to Quinones for the third out. No runs, one hit, no errors, one runner left on base. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Chris Lugo leads off the Dyersburg bottom of the third, facing Parker White. Fastball stays inside. White giving up one hit, but it was a big fly to Parker Patterson to give Dyersburg State their first lead. Called strike on the swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chris Lugo, 3 RBIs with a 2 for 3 game 1 of the doubleheader. And then counted on teammates Martine and Seals to give them the margin of victory, 5-3. Lugo with the first 3 runs batted in. Line drive, diving catch by Logan Molnar. Beautiful play by Molnar to sit down Chris Lugo. Absolutely stole that hit from Lugo.
Gonzalez.
Back to the top of the lineup, Julian Gonzalez. Or in Hispanic language, Julian, Juhlien, Gonzalez. Julian Gonzalez. He flew out to right field. Chase Mizell had to make a nice running catch in front of Jake Burris in right center field. Mizell and Burris playing deep at their respective positions. 2 balls, no strikes to the third baseman with Andy Martine on deck. Be careful here. There's a ground ball to Huddleston, who charges, gloves, and throws to Godsey for out number 2. 2-0 pitch. Gonzalez just saw that one with some big eyes. He just pulled off of that one. You get a 2-0 pitch there. I think it looked like he was trying to jerk that one instead of go with it. That was outside portion of the plate. Andy Martine, who walked, steps to the plate. He looks at that ball inside. Martine 1 for 3 in game 1 with a game-winning RBI, a home run in the bottom of the 5th inning. Put Dyersburg up 4-3. Seals followed with another solo shot to finish the scoring at 5-3. Martin, who walked, was subsequently picked off. He pops that one up. That might have enough room, but it will get out. Landon Gotze goes over to the fence and watches it hit gravel. Another 2-0 pitch right there that Martin did not get like he was hoping. Parker White with 2 walks that did not come back to haunt him in the first inning. There's a pitch. The only thing I could have been was up, but if that's the case, then the strike zone is about the belly to the shins. 3 balls, 1 strike to Martin with 2 outs, nobody on. There's breaking pitch, misses. Vineyard looked like he was struggled with that one, like maybe he didn't throw what, or he didn't receive what he was expecting. 3rd walk by White. 2nd time he's walked Martin. M-A-R-T-I-N, we would call it Martin, but as a man walks right up to me with a University of Tennessee at Martin shirt. It's not a University of Tennessee at Martin, though. Pierre Seals, who also walked, was stranded at second base in the first inning. 2 for 3 in game 1 with the solo home run. Throw over to first base. Seals hit his 7th of the year. Martin his 8th of the year. As I said, Dyersburg only had 6 hits. There's a fastball in the inside corner. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pioneers in game 1 of the doubleheader hit 3 batters, walked 4. Landon Tucker came in, did a good job. His only blemish was a hit batter, but that batter was erased at second base on a caught stealing as Caleb Hawkins gunned him out at second base. Caleb Hawkins probably thrown out 5 or 6 batters or would-be base stealers. Two-one count. 2 Seals, another throw over to first base. Martin, 7 of 10 now in. Well, I guess he's not caught stealing. He was picked off, so still 7 of 9. Ball's drilled out to right field. That will get down in front of Mizell. Martin will try to go to third to the Huddleston, the cutoff man. Over to third base, not in time to get Martin. So base hit by Seals puts runners now at first and third with 2 outs.
Now to bat number 33, Rylan Quinones.
Guess I could have put the runner at first base, which may have been a little more helpful. Braden Kale, the pitching coach, out of the Pioneers dugout to have a chat with Parker White. White retired Lugo on a line out to the shortstop and Gonzalez on a ground ball to second base. Then walked Martin and has now given up a single to right. With as deep as Jace Mizell's playing, there's no question the runner's going to, with 2 outs, try to go first to third. Mizell playing way back. Rylan Quinones now at the plate. 0 for 1 grounded out to Vrabel to end the first inning. Quinones 0 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader and 0 for 2 in yesterday's game. 0 for 6. He's looking for his first hit of the series. Parker White is trying to prevent that here. Get out of the inning. Runner heading back to first base as White delivers strike one to Quinones. On deck, Brett Blankenship, the DH. First and third. Parker White looks to the plate, throws another breaking pitch. This is in the turf. Ball one. Game one, the Eagles with 2 outs attempted the first and third steal. Hawkins threw down to second base. The runner from first had stopped. Logan Molnar caught the ball, threw it back to the plate to nail the runner. That's a deep fly ball that doesn't have a chance of staying in the park. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Robert White encouraging Quinones to keep the ball between the lines. Robert White, head coach of Dyersburg State, coaching at third base. Tyler Brown, the assistant coach, down at first base. Throw over to first base. Seals back in time. Larry Fikes, the home plate umpire here for game 2. Brent Johnston moves out on the bases. Another ball in the dirt. Vineyard keeps it in front. 2s are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. He has a sign. Seals leads off. Does not go. Ball is fisted. That will get down into center field. Burris will come in, barehanded, get it back in the infield. We'll have first and third all over again, and an RBI single for Quinones, who gets his first base hit of the series. And it's an RBI. Seals moves to third. Martin touches the plate for the second run of the game for Dyersburg State. They lead 2-0. Back-to-back hits for the Eagles. Brett Blankenship looks at a breaking pitch over the heart of the plate for a called strike. He popped out to Huddleston at second base to lead off the second inning. White delivers another breaking pitch that misses inside. Pretty close pitch. Synthetic turf infield here at Dyersburg State. Grass outfield breaking pitch catches the corner at the knees. Strike 2. Parker Patterson, the catcher, on deck. Standing there with his shin guards on. Getting his arms loose. Fastball high and outside. We'll do 2-2-2 all over again. Didn't go well the last time for the Pioneers. See if we have a better luck here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. There's a base hit in the left field. That will drive in another run. So 0 for 2 on the 2s. Seals comes across the score. Run number 3. Quinones holds up at second base. RBI single for Brett Blankenship. That's 3 hits in a row. Noah Eatman getting warmed up in the Pioneers bullpen. Parker Patterson takes the shin guards off, gets into the box, and looks at a called strike. He hit his second home run of the year down the left field line. It says 320 down that line. He hit it over the fair pole. And home plate umpire Larry Fikes said that was a fair ball. He does it again. This one won't stay fair, though. He got out ahead of that one. Count goes no balls, 2 strikes. Hometown faithful here got happy and excited about that one, as what I have. So we have Parker versus Parker here. White versus Patterson. Fastball sails high, and whatever that is of Vineyards flew out again. You're going to have to tape that thing in, whatever it is. I assume it's something to cushion his left hand. Maybe it's under his left pointer finger. Popped up. That will come straight back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the freshman from Dyer County High School, Dyersburg, Tennessee. You know, I guess he could be from a different city than Dyersburg. If you go to the county school, Dyersburg County High School is, I believe it's right next to the Dyersburg State campus. I know the softball field's right next to it. He fouls another one straight back. As the crow flies, if you would go just a little bit to the right of dead center field over those trees, the softball field is up there, and it is right next to the local high school. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs, 2 on. 2 runs are in. Quinones at second, Blankenship at first. Another line drive that will go foul, hit off of the fence by the bullpen and carry him into left field. Reserve out of the dugout will come and get that one, possibly Brady Jones, a freshman right-hander from Houston High School down in Memphis, Tennessee. 2 outs, the first 2 batters, and then a walk and 3 singles that pop up. This should be playable for Landon Gotze. He's in foul territory, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. The Dyersburg State Eagles now lead 3-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Jake Burris to lead off the top of the 4th inning, facing Anthony Figueroa on for his 4th inning of work. Burris flew out to right field to lead off the 2nd inning. 2 for 4 in game 1 of today's doubleheader. Just in case we're getting out, I know we're having internet issues and electronic issues. Ground ball to second base. Pettis on a couple of hops and over to Quinones for out number 1. I apologize. I've tried to figure out the internet problem, but I guess we're going to have to keep working harder at that or just play all home games. Carter Vrabel steps in. He singled in the second. Drives one to deep right center field. Back goes Martin on the run, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Nice running play by Martin going to the gap. Vrabel just got under that one too much.
Now at the plate, number 37, Braden Vineyard.
So Braden Vineyard steps to the plate. He had an infield single, at least in my book. Guess the official score could have given an error to the pitcher. He knocked it down, and as he went to go pick it up, it's a hard hit ball back to him. Went to pick it up, and that ball's smoked the shortstop. That's a quick inning right there for Figueroa. 1, 2, 3 go the Pioneers. Head to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Dyersburg State. Noah Eatman as the Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. Coach McGuire pulling the freshman from Parrish, Florida, out of the bullpen, and he will deliver strike 1 to Chris Alvarez here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Alvarez grounded out his only plate appearance. Parker White went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, walked 3, struck out 1, gave up 1 home run. Swing and a miss as Eatman pours a fastball right in there. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 4th. They lead 3-0. Fastball chin high, I guess, maybe neck high. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're still around, thank you for enduring the bad internet as Noah Eatman gets a swinging strike 3. Alvarez down on strikes. And we got a pinch hitter for Case Pettis. Gunnar McGran is pinch hitting for Case Pettis. Probably move into second base just as he did yesterday in game 1 of the series. Fastball right down the can, called strike. Pettis struck out on his only plate appearance here in game 2. 0-1. Misses low and or outside. McGran started as a DH in game 1 of the doubleheader. Was 0 for 1, had walked twice and scored a run. Count goes 2 balls and a strike to the left-handed hitting pinch hitter. Eatman delivers, called strike on the outside corner. Count goes 2-2. Eatman, 6'1", 210-pound freshman, gets a second strikeout. This time swinging with a foul ball, so 2 up and 2 down on strikes. Chris Lugo, the shortstop, number 9 hole hitter, steps to the plate.
Number 17,
Eatman, 6'1", 210-pound freshman, Parrish, Florida. It's near Bradenton, Tampa area. Son of Dave and Monique Eatman. Papa in Inglewood and Gigi in Parrish might be listening in. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Eatman on for his 8th appearance, all in relief. Gets a called strike 2, ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. He is 2-0 and has 1 save, 16 innings pitched, 13 hits, 4 runs they were earned, walked 4, struck out 13 batters. He gets a line out to Logan Molnar to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. Successful half inning for Noah Eatman. Pioneers need to get on the stick, score some runs, find themselves down 3-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Drew Webster steps in for the Pioneers to lead off the top of the 5th inning. Struck out swing in the 2nd inning. Swings and misses at Figueroa's off-speed pitch. Swing and misses at a fastball, down on count, no balls and 2 strikes. Figueroa has 2 complete games in his 6 starts. And he sets Webster down on 3 swinging strikes. 4 strikeouts for Figueroa thus far. Came in with 62 of them in 36 innings. Hunter Searcy, also a strikeout victim in the second inning, steps in. Drives one out to center field. That will get down for a base hit. Good news for the Searcy clan. Larry and Doty and Larry Sr. and Nana from Linden. Fifth hit of the ball game for the Pioneers. Brings the top of the order up. Logan Molnar with a runner on at first base. Figueroa looks and gets Molnar to pop up into right center field. Pierre Seals comes in. Hat falls off, but the ball goes in his glove for out number 2. Brings to the plate Ethan Huddleston, 1 for 2.
At the plate, number 3, Ethan Huddleston.
Third time around the batting order for Ball State against Anthony Figueroa. Huddleston doubled into right center field. Changed up there. Swings over the top. Strike 1. Struck out looking in his second at-bat in the third inning. A pitch he did not agree with. Swing and foul tip into Patterson's glove. He's ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. On deck, Landon Gotze hoping to get an at-bat here in the top of the 5th. Scheduled for 7 innings. Ball State looking to salvage 1 game here in the 3-game series against Dyersburg State. Pitch down in the turf, blocked nicely by Parker Patterson. Left fielder Alvarez playing over towards center field. Martin playing in right center field. Ground ball backhanded by, I assume that's McGran at second base. He throws on to first base for the 3rd out. And that is McGran, who's taken over for Pettis. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Pioneers getting shut out here at Dyersburg State in game 2 of the doubleheader, game 3 of the series. You listen to the Vol State Sports Network. Top of the order for the Eagles. Dyersburg State will send up Gonzalez, Martin, and Seals to face right-handed freshman Noah Eatman, who delivers breaking pitch in on the inside corner for called strike. Gonzalez 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out. There's a hot shot to second base, 1 hopped, and Huddleston makes the grab for out number 1. Hit hard.
Now the plate, number 10, Andy
Huddleston
Martin.
able to get over and get that one before it goes into right field. Gonzalez has considerably cooled after his first 2 at-bats in yesterday's game. He singled and doubled and has been retired. 9 times now since then. As Martine, who has walked twice and scored a run, attempted to lay one down there. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. There's a base hit into left field for Martine. Able to stay back on that breaking pitch. First hit given up by Eatman after coming in relief of Parker White.
Now to batter's box number 5, Pierre Seals.
So Martine now 1 for 1, been on base all 3 times. Pierre Seals also has been on base. His 2 plate appearances, a walk in the first and a single in the third. Later came around to score on a base hit by Brett Blankenship. Noah Eatman looking for a do-dat double play. Will get a pop-up instead. Back goes Molnar. He is still backpedaling, and that will drop between Burris, Cersei, and Molnar. For all the world, looked like Molnar was going to be getting under it, and then all of a sudden he turned to see if Jake Burris was going to come in and maybe call him off, but that is a pop-up single for Pierre Seals. On the play, Martine moves to second base, so let's get base runners on our scoreboard with 1 out, runners at first and second. Should have been an out there. Burris playing extremely deep in center field. Mizell also playing deep in right. Cersei deep in left. Eatman will step off as Vineyard going through a set of signs with a runner at second base now. Eatman has the one that Vineyard wants him to have, a changeup in there for a called strike to Quinones. First baseman for the Eagles got his first hit of the series, drove in the second run of the ball game here for Dyersburg, singled into center field. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Once again, Noah Eatman looking for that do-dat double play. Breaking pitch, Quinones is able to hold up on. On deck, pinch hitter for Brett Blankenship. Swing and a miss, throw down to second base, off the leg of Seals, and that saved a 90 feet for Andy Martine, who has to stay at second base. That hits off of Seals, and Huddleston able to retrieve that one. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vineyard's throw was off the mark at first base, trying to back pick Seals. 2-2, swung on, that's grounded into the hole. Molnar, the only play he has just to put it in his glove and then put it in his pocket. That's an infield single for Quinones. Saved a run. And the bases are now loaded for pinch hitter Mason Krznaric. Common spelling of Krznaric. Krznarich. He pinch hit in yesterday's game and singled. Eatman's off-speed pitch missed somewhere. I'm not sure where. 3 hits in a row here after the first out of the inning was recorded. There's a strike called. Krznaric looks every bit of 6'4", 6'5". See where it says he's out of Red Mountain High School in Arizona. Off-speed pitch blocked at the plate. 6-6, it says. I'd go with that. Tall, good-looking left-handed batter. Ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Now 2-2 as Eatman gets ahead. Brett Blankenship, who's taken down for the pinch hitter, went 1 for 2. Bases are loaded. 1 out. There's strike 3 right down the can. Have no idea what he was looking for there. But that's a big strikeout by Noah Eatman. That's his 3rd. And the 2nd out that brings Parker Patterson, who's been a tough out all weekend. Solo home run in the 2nd inning. Did pop out to Godsey in foul territory. There's a fastball right down the can. Noah Eatman challenging him there to get ahead. Patterson with a couple doubles and a home run for the weekend. I believe he's got 4 hits. Pops that one up. Hopefully this will be caught in shallow center field. Huddleston back and under for out number 3. So Noah Eatman works around 3 singles. They give up no runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base. We're through 5, scheduled for 7. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back in Dyersburg, where we're at game 3 of this series. Pioneers find themselves behind 3-0 and have lost the first 2 games of the series. Landon Godsey leads off, swings and misses. The first offering from Anthony Figueroa, starter, and in the 6th inning, changeup goes low. Godsey 0 for 2 here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Ground out and a line out to the right fielder. Hit a ball hard right at Seals. The changeup misses low and in. Three for 10 so far in the series is Landon Godsey. 4 for 11 sounds way better. And he swings over. Appeared to be another changeup. Is that 3 in a row? 2 balls, 2 strikes on deck, Jace Mizell. Swing and a miss on the ball down. Tag out, and that's out number 1. Fifth strikeout for Figueroa. Godsey now 0 for 3. Jace Mizell also 0 for 2. Pioneers do have 5 hits. Batters 3, 4, and 5 don't have any of them yet. Now 0 for 7. That ball popped up out of play. Figueroa, one of the top pitchers a year ago. Kind of surprised that he wasn't picked up by a 4-year school before this. There's a fastball on the outside corner called strike. Had an issue come up last year at the end of the year, was suspended for a little while, ended up coming back in the conference tournament. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hard shot up the middle, and that gets through by the diving Lugo. Mizell, he doesn't break stride. He will get into second base with a hustle double. He was thinking 2 out of the box. So a 1-out double by Jace Mizell. Could have been a ground out. Thought Lugo was going to be able to get to that one, but smashed hard enough. It's Mizell's second hit of the series. He went 1 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a hit by a pitch. 0 for 2 so far, and now a single. Jake Burris, 0 for in his 2 plate appearances here in game 2 of the doubleheader. So he's a fastball outside. Pioneers have gone cold on some of their formerly hot hitters. Burris 2 for 10 in the series. Looks now at 2-ball, no strike count. On deck, Carter Vrabel. Love to have Carter up to the plate with a chance to tie it with 1 swing of the bat. Fastball in the inside corner as Burris trying to get a call maybe as he acts like that ball's a little bit closer to him than it actually was. 2-1 with Mizell standing out at second base. Swing and a miss as Figueroa has come back. Ahead in the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now 6 hits for the Pioneers. 7 hits in the game for Dyersburg. Mizell hopping off of second base. He had a pretty good jump right there if he was thinking about getting a third, but honestly down 3-0. Really not a huge advantage to getting down to third base, although with less than 2 outs. Being nice to be at third in case there's a fly out just to get on the board, but Pioneers are looking for more than 1 here in the inning. There's a ground ball to second. McGran will throw on to first base for out number 2. On the play, Mizell moves over to third base. Vrabel will step to the plate. With 2 outs and a runner at third, his roommate, Jace Mizell, down at third base.
Now by number 10, Carter Vrabel.
Vrabel and Mizell were originally at Wabash Valley together. I'm not sure if that's exactly where they met, but I'm guessing it is. Figueroa throws one down at Vrabel's feet. Vrabel being from Nashville, Tennessee, and Mizell being from Metropolis, Illinois. They both end up transferring to Vol State last year. Vrabel out ahead of that changeup, looking to put the Pioneers within 1 run with that swing. Been a minute since Carter had a home run. If I had good internet and enough room here, I could tell you when that was. Have to be looking back in my scorebook too much. There's a tapper up the middle. Lugo gloves and able to throw on to first base to retire Vrabel. one hit in the inning, but Mizell stranded. Going to the bottom of the sixth. Pioneers still trail 3-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Chase Birdwell on in relief of Noah Eatman. First pitch he delivers to Chris Alvarez. Just inside. Birdwell from Lebanon High School, Lebanon, Tennessee, redshirt sophomore. Swing and a miss by Alvarez. Birdwell part of the Full Count Ministries D group, the 242 guys. Breaking pitch missed. I'm guessing high. That big 12-6 breaker didn't get down far enough apparently for Larry Fikes, the home plate umpire. Count goes 2 balls and a strike to Alvarez. That is a tight zone up and down. 3-1 count now. Birdwell, 6 foot, 200 pound redshirt sophomore, son of Deanna and Troy Rogers. He now gets us to a Full Count Ministries full count. 4 pitchers and a position player. Ethan Huddleston, the only position player, part of the Acts 242 D group, discipleship group. Chase Birdwell delivers fastball right down the can. That is drilled out to center field. Burrows back on the track, makes the catch. We're out number 1. And a no on a full count. First pitch foul ball. I'm pretty sure we are still intermittent on our
number 24,
our broadcast as Braden Kale comes out to talk to Chase Birdwell. I don't know that he crossed the line, but not exactly sure what that was about. Gunnar McGran came in as a pinch hitter and then moved to second base. He sees a strike called on the outside corner. He struck out. It was Noah Eatman's second strikeout. 0-1 breaker in there for a called strike. Chase Birdwell, son of Deanna and Troy Rogers, has 4 younger sisters, Rylan, Reese, Raylan, and Mackenzie. Skits McGran on 3 pitches. Foul tip into Braden Vineyard's glove. 2 up, 2 down for Bird.
the plate number 17, Chris Lugo.
Cade McKee and Landon Tucker and Cade Sanders, the three pitchers who've already thrown for the Pioneers that also make up the 242 group. So McKee, Tucker, Sanders, Birdwell, four pitchers, and Huddleston meet every Friday morning at Chick-fil-A in Gallatin. Go through a Bible study, encourage each other, and pray for one another. Chris Lugo, who has had a line-out love affair with his counterpart, Logan Molnar, at shortstop. Lined out twice to Molnar. Molnar on the first one had to lay out, make a diving catch going toward the foul line. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Foul ball to the screen. The other line drive was right at Logan. Got a ball still out there, Vinny. Hiding in the S of Eagles that's scripted right behind home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chase Birdwell trying to mow down the Eagles, bottom 3 in their lineup. That fastball stays upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thanks for enduring through the bad internet and the heat on the electronics. Starts to go. They said he does go. Ball gets away from Vineyard, and Lugo will get on first base on the wild pitch. So second strikeout for Birdwell, but Lugo reaches first base on the wild pitch.
38, Julian Gonzalez.
Brings up top of the order Julian Gonzalez, who's 0 for 3. A shout out to Nana and Gandy in Gallatin, Tennessee, grandparents of Bird, and Gigi and Paul, also in Lebanon, just in case we're able to get out. I know a few of you have sent emails to T-Re Sports. I've just been crazy here trying to figure out the issues that we have. Let me see if I can get to some of those. Sherry Burris has checked in along with Dave Holbrook. We'll be praying for you, Sherry, and your family. Breaking pitch misses outside. Apologize for the bad stream. Thank you, Paul White, for the kind comments, and apologize for our bad internet. Melinda Sullivan checked in earlier. Throw over to first base, not in time. Shout out to Paul White and stepmom Melinda. That's Melinda Sullivan watching from Knoxville. Thank you for joining us today on the Vol State Sports Network. Swing and a miss. Pitch outside the zone. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. And I also got an email from PayPal. But I don't think that was to tresports@gmail.com. Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate all the emails I get. 2-1. Hard shot to Molnar at short, and he will go the short way. Step on second. And a throw to first base just for the fun of it. Got 4 outs in that inning. Birdwell actually gets 4 batters, but one reached on the wild pitch. 6 unassisted goes out number 3. We are going to the 7th. Pioneers need 3 to stay in the ball game. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. New first baseman in the ball game for Dyersburg State, number 44, Grant Davis, transfer from Murray State University, 6'2 sophomore, and a former Fulton Railroader in the Ohio Valley League. Speaking of the Ohio Valley League, the Paducah Chiefs is the home where Braden Vineyard, who's stepping to the plate to face Anthony Figueroa, who pours in the first pitch strike to Vineyard, swings and misses. Now down in the count 0-2. Vinny 1 for 2 at an infield single in the second. Figueroa going for complete game number 3 of the year and his 4th victory of the year. Fastball misses low and outside. Tried to get Braden to offer at that. On deck, Drew Webster. Vineyard gets a piece of that. Drew Webster knocks that one down. On deck, wearing God's favorite number, number 7. Vinny a year ago went 0 for 11 in his freshman campaign. Had to wait all summer. And the first play to first baseman Grant Davis goes off his chest. Vineyard will reach on the air. Be sure if you get in the game, that ball's going to find you. So an E3.
Now at the plate, number 7, Drew Webster.
I believe that's the first error of the ball game. Drew Webster steps to the plate. Strikeout victim, and he flares one. Second baseman McGran will come over and make the play. While Vineyard moves to second. Hit that one off the end of the bat. Pioneers not really in a position to be trading outs for one base at a time. They need another base runner on base to give an opportunity to tie this game up with one swing of the bat. Hunter Searcy steps to the plate. Looks at a first pitch strike from Figueroa, who's pouring them in. So Vineyard hits a one-hopper down to Grant Davis, who just came in for Rylan Quinones. Comes up and hops and hits him right in the chest. Bounces away. Figueroa was going over to first base to cover, but for some reason Davis did not attempt to throw the ball to Figueroa, and Vineyard reached first base on the error. Matter of fact, no errors in either of the first 2 games. It was the first error of the series. Figueroa's now missed twice way outside to Searcy, who singled in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. On deck, leadoff batter Logan Molnar, who's 1 for 3. Searcy swings and misses. Searcy is struggling this year. Only 4 hits now on the season. Looking to break out right here. Swings and misses. Figueroa gets his 6th strikeout. Pioneers down to their last out. Two outs, top of the 7th. I think I'd know this. I can't remember if the Pioneers have been shut out. Logan Molnar steps up. He swings at the first pitch he sees, and will fly out to right field, and this game is over. Game that does not even go 2 hours. It is an hour and 47 minutes.
Eagles series sweep. Final score, Eagles
As
3,
Dyersburg State wins
Pioneers
3 to
0.
nothing.
Coming out.
Pioneers fall to 16 and 13, 6 and 6 in the conference. Eagles go to 21 and 12 and move to 7 and 4 in conference play. And with the music playing, we won't be able to get to any type of post game. I don't want to get us kicked off All State or off the YouTube. So we'll be back at Cumberland next week on Tuesday. Hopefully have better internet and be inside in a press box. Sorry for the bad service today, but stick with